Hi, welcome to Van Horn Racing Adventures YouTube channel. Let's see what adventures we have today. Okay, right now Nick welded another nut on that broken bolt. I'm going to apply some heat right now. Just a little torch, just try to see if we can get that dude out. Seemed like we were kind of successful at it a little bit. Let me put some shade on this so you can't really see what he's doing. So anyways, we're going to try to get some heat. And if we can get that dude out, it's going to save a lot of trouble. Squirrel. Squirrel.
Barking.
Oh, okay, back. And let's see if that's going to do anything.
Still yelling.
Yeah. Oops. Okay, see if he's going to burn his hands on the nice hot head. Now what we're doing is just hitting it back and forth like you do with a die a little bit, or a tap.
Uh-oh.
Are we losing it again?
Sorry.
Just trying to chase the thread out. The threads were kind of dinged at the very start of the hole. Yeah, we're starting to make headway on it right now. Not sure if it's stripping or if it's coming out.
It's coming out pretty easy, like a bolt. I see threads.
This could be success. You gotta zoom it all the way in. You get the camera really close.
Oh, that's a good
Scored! Yeah! Look at that. Got it out. So,
all the threads are perfect.
here's our guilty party here. Got it out. Let's see what we got in here.
We have perfectly made stud. Besides the first two, the rest of them are good.
There we go. See, so all you had to do is a little ingenuity.
Let me break this one in here real quick.
He's going to put that in. So we're going to re-break it so you guys can see how you can break a bolt and then go ahead and weld it and then take it out again. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So anyways, broken bolt was in there. We put our nut up next to the head. Used our handy dandy, beautiful titanium welder that we got at Harbor Freight. I think we got it on, got a Black Friday sale, didn't you? Last month or so?
I think so, yeah.
Just MIG welded it up. It took more than one time. It wasn't just done first shot. We used about 6 nuts, just trying to figure out the best way to get a weld on it. And today, January 6, 2023, just pulled the motor out a little bit more and did it. So that's how you do it. Pretty simple. Not really. We went through 2 nights of frustration, yelling, screaming, and throwing tools around. But perseverance always works. Okay, here's the Cutty. It's inside the trailer. It's a 1979 Olds Cutlass Supreme, not a 442, just Cutlass Supreme. And I'll have a big old history on it later on in this video or the next one. But we going to do some work on it, and unfortunately open up the back of the trailer here and we got a flat tire, and to give you a little bit of rundown on that, I was hoping this wasn't going to happen, but it happened. Anyways, at our last event, November 2023, Bakersfield, we were racing really well. Brittany was going lots of rounds in her class in the ANRA series. She races in hot rod. I think there was like 110 cars that race. And as we were going on, everything was going good. Nick races in E-gas, which is an 1160 index. And what happened was Nick went out third round, wound up being third in points in the category. And Brittany was doing exceptionally well. She kept going rounds. Well, in the semifinals, I noticed I had to put about a pound of air in this back left tire, and found that kind of odd. Usually when you're getting hot lapped, you don't have to put any air in it, but it was cooling down. I was like, well, okay, whatever. Going in the final, I had to put another pound in, and it was only 15 minutes. And so obviously knew something was up, but couldn't really see anything. Brittany runnered up. She did great. It was 8 rounds that day. And so what happened is that I thought it was just the inner tube. And obviously going by this, it's not the inner tube because we put a new inner tube in it about a month ago. And so I'm thinking what happened is that with the inner tube in there, I'm thinking somewhere here in the tire, not really sure where, we're going to have to search for it, is that the tire has got maybe a screw, a piece of metal, and went all the way through the tread, and it's poking through, and it's actually touching the inner tube and poked our new inner tube. That's what I'm assuming right now. It's the only thing that makes logical choice, because you come over here on the passenger side, and I haven't put air in this since when I put air in the tires at the end of the race. I usually put them up to about 20 pounds to keep them as we're done for the winter. And we've only lost about maybe half a pound in this. So obviously we poked that tube again somewhere, and I have to find out where. And we're going to buy a new set of slicks on them, because these slicks have got about 160 runs on them. And that was quite a bit. And that was just last year. Okay, we're going to pull out the Cutty here, and I'm going to put a shock on, oil change, and transmission fluid change. So we're going to do it. We're going to try time lapse video. See if I'm successful or not. Let's find out. Okay, everybody. Here's the world famous Cutty. We call it the Cutty. You can see it right there on the license plate right there. The Cutty. We call it the Cutty. Cutty, for some people might know, is short for Cutlass. So, 1979 Olds Cutlass Supreme, like I said before, and just got it out of the trailer. We just did a time-lapse video. Hopefully it came out okay. See how it goes. This is our first time, people, so be patient with us. Anyways, here we go. Here's our suspect problem, which we know we got a leak in it. Just don't know where it's coming from, but we're going to buy some new slicks for it. We'll show a video on that later on. And you can see here on the back all those winners, all the times we've won. Not all of them, but that was a Skeeta. That was a series we raced in back in Fontana before they shut down Fontana. Skeeta people were super nice. So we have Brittany's number here. That's Brittany's number. This is Nick's number. That's Nick's number. He's had that since he was in junior dragsters. So we kept it. Get on the side. And let's see. Yeah, we'll get my number in there too. Here's my number. So I got my number and Brittany's. And next we're going to take that off again there. There we go. And that was Brittany's dial-in for her last pass, Bakersfield, the very last. We were the last set of cars going down the track, and that is like the coolest thing ever, when there's just you and one other person, and that was it. Out of all the cars that are there, because Hot Rod's got so many cars that they have so many that all the other categories finish up, and then Hot Rod's generally at the end because they have to hot lap a couple times to try to catch up. So, anyways, that's what we got. It's a nice little front view on it. And there's a lot of shadows and stuff on it. It's only like 11:30 here, California time, on January 6th, but there's a lot of shadows in the backyard, so sorry I don't have a better look of it, but you'll see it when we're at the track. And if it sounds like I'm out of wind or breathing heavy, no, there's nothing wrong with me or anything like that. And no, I'm not doing my Mark Wahlberg impressions of any time he's acting. He's always breathing heavy, even when he's just sitting there, so I don't know. I just had to pull the Cutty out, and Cutty's not light. It's 3,300 pounds. Nick was in the car to push the brakes on it and everything like that, so I had to pull it out. There's only 20 pounds there, so it was a little bit of a struggle, not a big deal, but heck, I'm 57 years old. I'm not a young pup. So anyways, that's the Cutty for now. We're going to be changing, or actually putting on a shock on it here shortly, back shock. So I'm going to try to stand in all this muddy water and then drag it underneath so I can lay down in the muddy water while I'm putting the shock in. It's going to be QA1. We had it rebuilt because it was leaking on us last year and had to wait till the end of the year to get it rebuilt. Had it rebuilt. I'm going to put it back in. Okay.
Oh my god.
That's just Nick sneezing. That would have been funny. We would have got it on video. Okay. Here we go. We're going to put our rear double adjustable QA1 inside the Cutty. Got it rebuilt right here from Nick Incorporated. Nick, you got to stop sneezing on my videos. Anyways, that's who did the rebuild. QA1 said that they can do that. I think they were in like central, little northern California. They rebuilt it, did a really good job, fast, friendly service. They were really cool. So we're going to go ahead and put it in. This shock's got about 2 years on it. I'm a little surprised that it leaked. I really am surprised because QA1s are super good. I don't know, maybe it's because we put a whole bunch of passes on it and couldn't take all those winning rounds we did. So anyways, we're going to put this in. I'm trying to get some light as we're underneath the Cutty to make this video look a little bit better. So stand by.
Hopefully my fat head isn't blocking all of this. It probably is, so I apologize. We'll get better at it, people, I promise. We're gonna get this dude up in here. Okay, got one bolt in. Tighten it on up. It's just in the factory location, so there's nothing fancy or wazoo about it. Okay, so that was that. Now, over here, I was fortunate enough because I'm so young at heart but old in age that I wrote down what my settings were on underneath the car. Got the 6C. 6 is going to be my compression. 9 is rebound. That's how many clicks there is for a QA1 shock. So that's where it was. That's where we've been highly successful for about the last year with it when we put them on. Since we got a nice setup that works both at Irwindale and at Famoso, we really don't have to mess with it much anymore. So, okay, let's go over here. So you take your adjuster. Hope it's not blurry for you guys. Starting off at 0. So this is the compression. Compression is when the shock is being shot down on launch. So we're going to go 6. Listen carefully if we can. Nick's not making a whole bunch of noise over there. Don't mind me with my hand shaking. It's hard to hold this with your head on a jack. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, my hand's shaking crazy. 6. Now we're going to go 9 on the rebound. Rebound is when the shock is coming back up. And we have 9 as our setting. We started off kind of in the middle on 6 and 6 and moved back and forth. We just found a good spot. Okay, so we're going to go 9. So we're at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, So that's it. We are bracket racers. We're not going for all-out technical performance for every single pass, trying to get the most out of it because we bracket race. We could, but we don't because track conditions change, especially a lot at Irwindale. Bakersfield doesn't necessarily change that much, but we don't really have time when I'm running one car with two different drivers in two different classes to go underneath the car back and forth to change settings. Like I said, we have a lot of R&D, and so we know that probably for 99 out of 100 times when we make a pass in this car, we know that this setup here is going to work out of it. So for the one time we miss, well, hopefully our driver's good on the tree, or we win the round anyway. So that's it for that. Shock is now installed.
Okay, Nick's got the LS engine back inside the Nova. It's still the same day that we did when we pulled that bolt out that was broken. Right now we're getting good entertainment listening to him struggle with the cross member. So sometimes I just like listening to him about it, and remind me of the good old days when I used to do it at his age. So it sits in there pretty nice. Remember I was telling you about those Sanderson headers? These things fit really super good. Really nice setup. So now he's got a transmission back in. Hey, Nick.
Back out.
So he's got the stock cross mount. This is horrible lighting, so sorry I'm not going to video underneath here anymore. I'll have to get better lighting. Okay, we're going to do a oil change here on the Cutty engine. Boy, I wish we had more sunlight on it, but we don't. But this is old reliable 3 small block roller cam, 650 lift, I think it is, close to 650 lift. Solid roller. Let's see, we got size 215 darts. These are old dart heads, but there's a story behind that I'll get to later on. It's 12 to 1. Makes 560 horsepower, obviously naturally aspirated. Yeah, actually split 110 octane race gas with 91 pump gas, so it's a half pump gas engine. It probably could run straight 91, but the 110 just makes it smell better when you're breathing on all those glorious fumes of all that power. So we're going to go ahead and do an oil change on it and see what we got here. Nick still makes noise when I'm bidding, but that's okay. That just shows we're working. There we go. Okay, we're going to drain the oil out of the Cutty here. I already broke it loose a little bit before. Got a little tricky on it. Got a clean oil pan. I can see if there's any grit in it. Shouldn't be. Cutty's been really real this year. Go. Let's see what we got. I'm not sure how it looks on camera. If it looks like it's black, it's not really black. It's already a dark color to start with. I'll show you the oil that we're putting in. Okay, we're gonna get the oil filter out now. That's the K&N one. It takes a 1-inch socket on the end. It kind of works good when you're in tight spots or stuff like that. So I already pre-broke it loose because it's kind of a pain because the car is dead cold. So just showing you how we do it. The 1-inch socket here. Use an extension, 1/2-inch drive. I like using the K&N because it's got the higher rated boost pressure on it compared to standard ones. You get it
your local auto parts, I prefer to get these. They can just take a little bit more pressure than your stock ones, so I've used them for years. And if you can see the oil's not as black as it looks probably on camera. Hopefully you can see that. Pretty clean. We take good care of the engine with oil changes.
Okay, we're about to put the oil filter and a little bit of the Lucas Oil heavy duty oil stabilizer in the Cutty. If you remember, I was telling you about the K&N. Check out the K&N. We like K&N. K&N's been good. Been using them forever. I really like where you can put the 1-inch socket on it, tighten it up, because all the oil filter manufacturers, or just about all of them, don't make anything grippy on the side. You use a regular oil filter wrench. So they always slip, especially when you have headers and you have kick-out oil pans and all that other good stuff. So that's why I use this one right here. Earlier I said I was going to put 2050. It's 1550. This is the driven motor oil. I just like conventional in the Cutty. I'm not a displeaser of synthetics. I just like the conventional. It just seems to work better for us. And then I put the heavy duty oil stabilizer in. No, I don't put the whole quart in. I only put about 8 ounces, maybe 10 ounces of it in. That goes back from my junior dragster days with the kids. They were always getting a little bit of particles and stuff every time I changed the oil in our mission machine dragster we had. So when I started putting a special little blend of oils that I put in, I put some Lucas Oil stabilizer in it, and it didn't affect the performance of the car, and I didn't get the little itty-bitty little metal flakes in there, so I actually put it in everything. Put it in the generator for the motorhome. I put it in the motorhome, and I put it inside the Cutty, and we put it in the Nova too. I haven't put it in the Pontiac yet because it's a alcohol motor. I just haven't done it yet. So, no, I'm not being sponsored by anybody. I'm just letting you know what we're putting in. And now I'm going to put the filter in right now. And a little tech tip that I've done from years and years ago. We always put the oil in. I won't pour it in right here, but we always put the oil in the filter first. That way it's kind of always primed up and ready to go instead of leaving it dry. Because that filter holds, this size of filter almost holds a quart. And it probably holds a good 16 ounces or so. Maybe even more. So that prevents a dry start when you've been sitting. So I always put the oil in there, fill it up to the threads, and then that way it's primed up. So when you got your oil, it'll fire up and you don't have to sit there and wait for that other second or 2 seconds for it to go through everything. So that's what we do. Okay, time to put oil inside the Cutty. Okay, gonna put our driven 1550 in. I said last year I did 1030 and then 2050. I'm going to try to go ahead and try this 1550 and just run it all year. See what happens. I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a second on the oil change. We're going to go over to the Nova. There's breaking news going on over at the Nova. Let's go find out. Here we go. What do we got? Thanks for watching Van Horn Racing Adventures YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, so we can keep getting more and more content for everybody to enjoy. Thanks for watching. Let's go racing.